So this is exactly what we're trying to get to here for the last sections here, is putting you in the mindset of who these customers actually are. So 3 sections. This first one here is small SMBs. So I want to guard you. Think small. These are small SMBs being deployed by small MSPs. So in that mode of thought, I'm going to skip down to this. These are not customers. These SMBs are not people that understand the definition of DR. They're talked about in terms of business continuity and talking about downtime, but they are not technically savvy people, right? In general, these SMBs are buying IT from the MSP. So they need something turnkey. They need something with a decent price point. And to the question that was just asked, this is 1 to 3 servers, less than 1.5 terabytes of storage. Like it's very, very small, right? So the management has to be performed by the MSP administrator. The SMB isn't going to be a technical enough person. So if you're a sole proprietor or have a 2-person shop doing something, you're probably not an IT specialist. So if you've got that mindset mapping for who we're looking at, here's a literal implementation of what this looks like. So we showed this to you in concept before, but here's an implementation now of what it looks like. So imagine that Windows Server 2016 or 2019 running a domain controller, and imagine a SQL server or a file server. Those are the on-premise environment that they need to protect, probably somewhere in the 700 to 1200 gigabytes of storage. So not great amounts of storage. We would put our desktop appliance, cloud failover appliance, in that location. They don't actually have a rack room. This is probably under someone's desk. And that's what's talking to a virtualized secondary in our cloud. So this is, to conceptualize this type of customer, this is a very typical setup. Chris, I think you have the next slide here.
Yep, absolutely. So let's talk about a different scenario that we have. And this is one that I like to talk about because I'm in Florida. So, hurricanes are a concern of ours. We get them quite often. I also cover Puerto Rico and, the Latin American countries. So, one of the concerns they have is definitely around natural disasters. So one of our customers that I work with down there, they actually do all kinds of contracting from schools and hospitals and military. But the big thing is when they get hit is probably the time that they get their most orders, right? That's when people need to repair stuff and order supplies and get things back up and running. So their concern is about being up and running during those disasters. Now, what they do is they actually preliminary or pre-failover to our cloud before the hurricane hits. So what's kind of neat about that is that they know that they've pushed the DR moment to a time that they can handle. Then they're up and running. And then when they know that things have passed and everything's good, they can fail back on-prem. Now, as we had talked about earlier with our block level dedupe and our block level replication, it's really great for them because they have limited bandwidth coming over from the islands over to the main states here. They have a mix of physical and virtual machines that they're backing up, which is something that our appliances can handle and our software can definitely handle. And then the last but not least point is that when they get hit by something, one of our customers, in fact, this one, they got hit by a pretty big hurricane and their data center was down for 3 months. And during those 3 months, they were able to run in the Infrascale cloud and their bill didn't change. So unlike a lot of our competitors, we don't actually charge extra for running inside of our cloud. Now, another area where that's great is if you want to do DR testing is the ability to fail over to our cloud and do that testing as frequently as you want, which is something a lot of MSPs like to do. And some of them charge their customers a little extra for doing that testing.